Good evening, everybody. This is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils, and this is tomorrow's transfers today. Just as all the news starts breaking out before the papers, we're going to tell you what's going to be in tomorrow's papers and all the transfers that you're going to be hearing about tomorrow. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is obviously Manchester United have made a signing. That's going to make its way to the back pages. The first back page that we've got for you today is the Star, and on the back of the Star it's got Victor Sparks United spree. Wait. That's a bit of news to me because I thought it was just the one that was done at the moment. Now, what they're saying is Victor Lindelöf yesterday, obviously it's still today, signed for Manchester United in a £31 million deal, and striker Alvaro Morata is set to follow. We've got more on Alvaro Morata in a little bit, so make sure you stay tuned for that because there has been a development just before I came online, and I'll get to that in a second. So the next one is, this is an absolute disgrace, and do you know what? I'm going to read you word for word what has been said here, and you can make your own mind up about what's going on here. They didn't even have the bollocks to put their name on this, the journalist who wrote this. So this says, Metro Sport Reporter for metro.co.uk, right? Didn't even have the stones to say, yeah, that was my work. Do you know why? Because if someone finds that you wrote this work, you're never getting a job in journalism again. It's an absolute joke. Here's the article. Ousmane Dembele fuels Manchester United transfer rumours by liking Victor Lindelöf tweet. Metro, you've out-metroed yourself. What are you doing? I've never seen so much bullshit in my life than something like that. Unbelievably crap journalism, and do you know what? It's a good job you didn't put your name on it because you'd be getting sacked. That is an absolute disgrace of a report. Have you ever seen so much clickbait in your life? Disgrace. Speaking of disgrace, MEN. So the MEN are talking about Smalling. I'd be able to read more of these articles if it wasn't for the 5,000 adverts that attack you as soon as you go on the MEN website. But essentially, they're doing what fan channels are doing. Like, where's the good journalism gone in this country? I can't find any. So the MEN are saying Smalling is going to be leaving, and they've said, according to reports. Hang on, aren't you reporters? Shouldn't you be going out and doing the reporting yourselves rather than just collating everybody else's reports? That's what people like us, fan channels and stuff like that do. Your newspaper people and journalists, go and be journalists instead of just looking at people's tweets. So anyway, it says that according to the Times, West Ham, Everton, and who was the other one? West Brom are looking at Chris Smalling, and he might go there. So the MEN don't have a clue, and you get absolutely murdered by a 1,000 adverts as soon as you click on them. Disgrace. Anyway, another one that we've got for you now is Raiola. So talking to the Express, or it's in the Express, this report comes through, that they're looking to insert a €50 million clause if AC Milan don't get Champions League. And the Express are sort of trying to weed United into that, and they're saying, oh, Juventus are interested, Barcelona are interested, United are interested in case David De Gea goes to Real Madrid. This is a clause that they could activate should AC Milan fall out of the Champions League spaces. Now, I don't think there's much danger of AC Milan falling out of the Champions League spaces with Donnarumma in net after the spree that they've just gone on. So that might be one of those bit of a wasteful sort of clauses, but that's what they're trying to get in. He's only got 12 months left on his deal, so he's either going to sign or he's going to go next summer. So that's one to keep an eye on, especially while we still don't really know what's going on with David De Gea. The next one that we've got then, Morata. So there was all this talk about his wedding this weekend. They've already gone to Venice where he's going to be getting married to the missus. And just before I came live, there was this tweet. Let me just pull the tweet up to make sure I get it bang on. So the tweet was, it's translated, so it's from Partizana, Partidada Cope. And it's saying that the agreement between United and Morata is total. Obviously, it's a translation. Mourinho was called almost daily to convince him. So it sounds like the negotiations now between the clubs is complete. Supposedly, the negotiation between the club and the player was already complete, so that's not a drama. And now it looks like all that's left to do is to have the medical and complete. But the guy gets married at the weekend. Do you know what? There's no danger. The window doesn't open till the 1st of July. You go and enjoy yourself in Venice knowing that Manchester United are waiting for you and you come back. Don't go dancing on tables or doing anything like the sort that happens in Manchester while you're in Venice. Stay away from the water. Don't get injured. Go and get married. Come back. Do your medical. Sign for the biggest club in the world. job's a good one. How's that for a way to start your honeymoon? I think that's the way you should be doing it. So it looks like Morata is going to be the next one over the line, by all accounts. Still lots of rumours floating around about Fabinho. Still lots of rumours floating around about what's going on with Perisic. It doesn't seem like there's been any sort of update. Ongoing negotiations between the two clubs. But that's the top and bottom of it. Right, let's talk to some of you guys in the comments and see what you're saying. Kieran says, good day, everybody. Someone says, yes, Adam. I think you might be commenting up there because this isn't Adam. He's got a shitter beard than me. Fanwidge says, Morata, Perisic and Fabinho, and we were sorted for a title push. I think it's a good basis, I think, of a squad. We've levelled up in multiple areas, I think. Craig says, excited about Morata. Will Marshall play on the left wing, says Guledis. I think so, yeah. I don't think he's ready for going up front. Let's sign Mbappe. He's quality, not for the sort of cash that's being floated around. I don't think so. James Rodriguez says Shiva. Nothing there at the moment talking about that one. Honeymoon in Salford Quay says Arshani. Yeah, essentially, Venice is just a little bit warmer version of Salford Quays, isn't it? Really? Because they've got a bit of a cornetto. People think it's posh. I bet it stinks like Salford Quays as well, doesn't it? Dembele, please. Well, not going off that report in the Metro, which hands down is the worst piece of journalism I've seen so far. Are we going to have an award? Should we have an award for the worst transfer rumour of the summer? That goes straight in at number one favourite, I think, to win that one. Don't know how reliable Morata will be for goals. We will see. Should United buy a second team and call it Man United B so youth players had guaranteed football? I'm pretty sure that's probably against the rules of English football, so I wouldn't have thought we could do that one. Is Rodriguez coming to United? Don't know. Nainggolan, question mark. Please ask me a question rather than just put in players. Nainggolan, question mark. For what? For being the best man at Morata's wedding? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. Smalling out, please, says Max Merrick. I definitely think at least one of them are going in terms of Smalling and Jones. The rumours at the moment seem to be Chris Smalling, but, that could change. It looked like Fellaini was gone in January, didn't it? So, and he's still here, so. Gives Zlatan a contract. Well, there's no requirement to give him a contract at the moment. Zlatan's going to be staying at Manchester United to complete his rehab. He's going to be in and around the dressing room still. I think that's an excellent move on United and Zlatan's part. And when you think about it, from Zlatan's point of view as well, he's moved around so much his entire life. He's living out of hotels. It's probably good for him to just stay in one place while he gets rehab, because where's he going to go? Without lining up another club right now, where can you go? If he's going to go to America, does he go to America before he signs for a club? He may as well just stay here and complete his rehab before he goes, doesn't it? Makes sense to me. What do I think of Renato Sanchez coming in across to as a squad player? I said on the earlier video talking about Lindelöf's confirmation, where's this hype coming from about Renato Sanchez? I don't see it. I really don't see where the hype comes from. This is a guy that played 4 times in Bundesliga, 4 starts. That was it this season after taking like a potential 80 million euro move from Benfica. This is Bayern Munich who completely dominating. He only played 4 games and he only finished one of those 4 games. He was hooked off in the rest of them. And he was also named in one of the top 5 worst players in Bundesliga. Is that a player that we want to be looking at? I don't know. Wenger is staying. Yeah, that was probably the best signing for United fans, I think, so far this summer. Should we buy more English players? Should we buy more English players? We've got a lot of English players that we could just utilise in the squad anyway. How much would Roy Keane be worth today? Well, you wouldn't sell him, so essentially he's worthless and priceless. Do I think Nainggolan could come? I don't think we're looking at him. There's not really been a lot of rumours, so I would say no. Which youth players should get a chance next season? In terms of ones that haven't really featured so far, I'd be surprised if any. Maybe Matty Willock if he sticks around. Apart from that, I think the only one that really sticks out is Andreas Pereira. He's the only one that I think is really looking for it. A lot of people really excited about Angel Gomez, but I really don't think Angel Gomez is going to feature in the first team. I mean, I didn't think he was going to play when he made his debut, so I'd be surprised if Angel features at all next season. There's so much going on in the under-18s. There's the under-19s taking on the youth version of the Champions League, which is massive for Manchester United. We want to go and do well in that. And he's also going to be starting to transition into the under-23s as well. So I think it's a massive season for Angel, and he doesn't need the added pressure of, can he come and do anything in the first team? He needs to play as much football as possible and develop in the academy system, and I think he'll be fine. Rooney speculation, says Harvan. Well, actually, yeah, United took Rooney out of the header. And do you know what? Can we just address a couple of things here? People was replying to the Full-Time Devils tweet saying he's a Nike athlete, everybody else is an Adidas athlete. It's irrelevant. Rooney's contract, when he signed, he actually got a pay cut. Do you know when people reported that he'd now signed this $300,000 a week contract? He actually took a basic pay cut, but he took a pay rise in image rights. And it was this collective image rights bargaining. It's quite complicated, but essentially Rooney and several of the top players at the club have this collective image rights bargaining, which means that they've got limitless potential for earnings, because when Manchester United pitch to a sponsor, the players get paid separately as well as the club for these deals. Rooney can be included in any Manchester United marketing that's got other players. I think it's a minimum of 2 other players wearing Adidas stuff, even though he's a Nike player. He can't feature on his own at a kit launch or in any sort of advertising on his own. And if you notice, all of the pictures adhere to that, because that is the rules that was stipulated under the image rights agreement. I don't think he's been taken off, and he certainly hasn't been taken off. And a lot of people were saying for the same reason that Ronaldo can't be shown in the Real Madrid kit. Well, I think they have a different sort of deal. The collective bargaining that United brought in was something from American sports, something that the Glazers brought in. So there's a chance that Real Madrid don't have that. And United didn't have it prior to, I think, 2 summers ago. So I think there's a chance that Rooney has been taken out because something's happening with him. But again, it's a complete guess, because sometimes the media department doesn't have a clue. And I spoke to guys in the media department, and the guys that let the welcome David Moyes thing, the ones who let that out early, they literally find out moments before, and they get told to get something up in like 30 minutes. So I'd be surprised if they've been given pre-warning of a transfer, but you don't know. We don't need a left back, says Jason Bourne. Are you going to fill in, mate? Do I think Morata will suit the Premier League? I think Morata's style of play is going to make us a lot more fluid in that final third. Zlatan, as good as he was a little bit static at times, and sometimes later in the game when you would want him to be making that dart to the front post or to the back post, moving the defender away, he just didn't do it. And I think someone with a bit more energy about them and a bit more drive, like Morata, might have something about it. Someone saying, would you drop the cash for Harry Kane? Well, do you see these reports which have come out, which it's clearly a Tottenham fan that's made these, and it's saying that Harry Kane, Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen are all worth like in excess of 100 million. What are you talking about? So I've got no comment on that whatsoever. But no, if you go to Spurs, you're going to get completely rinsed. I mean, this summer has blown my mind in terms of the transfer fees that are being talked around for some players. But, you know, do I think Fosu Mensah will get more of a chance next season? I think he will, yeah, and I think he deserves to. Fabinho and Rodriguez to strengthen the size. I think you mean the side. Playing out from the back with Lindelöf, says Jonathan. I think, yeah, when you look at what Mourinho said in this thing that's come out from some Portugal, I think it's a website or it might have been a university or something, he spoke about his tactics for the Ajax game. And what he said about the Ajax game was that he set the team up to allow Sanchez the ball, but not De Ligt, because he's the one that can play through. And then they inverted the midfield and went man for man to limit the options playing out from the back from them. And then we didn't want to play out from the back because of Smalling's inability to play out from the back. So we started going fairly long, and that's why Fellaini was one of the targets, and that's why Fellaini ended up with, in a lot of cases, getting man of the match, because he was such a vital part in that game and played his part very well. So perhaps, obviously that's in Mourinho's mind with Smalling, perhaps we might see, we're definitely going to see an evolution of United's play, but perhaps that's one of the ways that we're going to see an evolution of United play. The Full-Time Devils accounts just said Puel has been sacked. I've got a little bit of an inside gib for you. Keep an eye on the odds for Ryan Giggs to Southampton, because I know for a fact that Ryan Giggs wants that job. Whether or not they want him, I don't know, but keep an eye on the odds for Ryan Giggs for that job. That's madness. How's he been sacked? I thought he was doing a decent job there. I don't know what's going on there. Should there be a cap on player prices? No, because you end up with Joey Barton and going for the same as Paul Pogba, and that's just not fair on whoever gets Joey Barton, is it? Lindelöf is a good buy, but we need a more experienced player. Sorry, I didn't catch the name. I kind of agree with that. Would I take Semedo? No. Why would you want to be taking Semedo when you've got Antonio Valencia? At the moment, we're in a ship that's got a couple of little holes that need patching up and fixing, and areas that need sorting out desperately, like number 9, which may well have been done by now as well. But right back is solid. Absolutely solid, and I think in Darmian you've got a top backup, and then you've also got the likes of Riley that can come in and be like third choice. Bailly can also play right back. Lindelöf has played right back. Right back, we're absolutely solid. Why would you want to upset the apple cart and bring in another right back into that? I don't know. Marshall needs to fix up next season. Marshall needs to be more consistent, because when he's on it, there's few better, are there? He's absolutely mega, but yeah, he's not been the one. At the moment. What do I think of the fixtures? I think we're going to play every team in the Premier League, home and away, over the course of the next 9 months. What can I say about the fixtures? I mean, the fixtures mean nothing until you start seeing the midweek games that get thrown in the middle of them. You play everybody home and away twice. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It doesn't matter. How will Morata affect Marshall and Rashford? He might not affect them in the slightest. I think they're all 3 completely different footballers, which I like. So I not necessarily think he'll... and Varela as well. So I completely forgot Varela. We've also got that fella Varela, although he's probably in trouble after going and getting a tattoo and kind of embarrassing United by doing so and getting kicked out before the... DFB final. Anyway, I'm going to leave it on this one. McGregor and Mayweather has just been confirmed. Everyone's losing their minds about that one. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again 11 o'clock tomorrow night with all of tomorrow's headlines, which will be Friday's headlines on Thursday. You know the dance. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you've not already. Hit that like button and get your predictions in for who do you think is going to be signing up all the rest of this summer. And I'll see you in a bit.